Welcome to the journey of...
That was a short journey, huh?
That was a short journey. Winrocks Roadhouse.
It was a dump.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the story. We were in the market for a camper. We had one picked out in Kansas that we really, really liked, that our truck would haul perfectly. And I saw this gal at church 2 Sundays ago and asked her what she was going to do with a camper that had been sitting at her place for about 10 years. 4 years her mother lived in it, and 5 years it's been empty or thereabouts. And there's my husband Rock working on the monster.
Having fun.
Having fun. We asked her how much she wanted for it, if she wanted to get rid of it, or I did, and she said make her an offer, she wanted it gone. Well, she had no idea what the damage was. So I took Rock down that afternoon, and he looked at it. He didn't want to mess with it. He said, that's going to be too much work. And I said, well, what if we can get it for the right price? He said she wouldn't take the right price, basically, because it wasn't really worth much with the rot that we saw.
Should have been free.
And it really wasn't even on this side. The rot is actually on the other side. No, it's a beautiful...
It's on both sides.
Yes, on both sides. Now we know, but we thought the bulk of it was on the other side. It's a beautiful unit, and it's got a lot of potential. It needs a new awning up there. But the inside is really great, except for one place on the floor. So I will give you a little walk around and show you what we're looking at. My husband has 2 bad shoulders, a bad elbow. He has Meniere's disease, which is severe vertigo, and he just got over a really bad 2-day episode. So he's taking it easy, of course. He also has a blood disorder, which requires having a pint of blood taken off frequently. And we bought it because we wanted maybe...
I was bored.
He was bored. Excuse me. We need to get to some lower elevation a little bit at a time for now. And so when I approached this girl at church and he looked at it... Excuse me, now I have a frog. At first, he said that he didn't want to mess with it.
I still don't.
He still doesn't want to mess with it, but he's doing a good job tearing things apart.
It just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
And so anyway, bottom line, we picked up the coach for $500. And I told him for $500, with the insides the way it is, we could actually set it out here and have a really nice guest house. So that was the thought. If we can't fix it, that's what it will end up being.
My thought was, if we can't, I figured just buy it, strip it, sell all the parts, take that money and put it on a camper.
Yeah, well.
But, oh well, this will
Yeah,
work.
the crazy wife says,
I know.
let's see what we can do with it. For $500, let's see what we can do. I'm the optimist, sometimes. So over here is where the problem is that we saw originally. Pull this panel down and that's all rotted there. So we look in here and there's some rot in there, and we go in and look at the floor, and yes, there's rot. There is no damage to the slide at all. The underside is perfect. The problem that we had was that these covers are supposed to cover the top of the awning and get the rain to drip away from the coach, and that didn't happen. It dripped right down and into bad areas. And my friend who sold us the coach, her husband got cancer, and he couldn't do the maintenance and upkeep on it for her mother, and her mother ended up going to California. So it sat for about 4 years with no maintenance. This awning over here, or cover, needs to be repaired too. The cover is completely gone. So under this part, you can see where it rotted along the edges. But further up, the wood is clean. And there's no damage inside. We have to replace this rubber molding here has to be replaced. But it came with an Anderson hitch adapter that drops down into the bed of the truck. And my husband said, well, the hitch is worth $500, so basically he bought a hitch and got a free camper out of the deal. So I think it's got a lot of potential. I really, really, really do. So
Well, there it is. That part.
oh, well, let's go see what he found. What did you find? Oh, the
big mess.
2x4 is off.
That's what's left of it.
Wow. That was it? 2x4. So yeah, it leaked on both sides badly. The insulation is good further under. The floor
This feels solid.
isn't real bad. Just about 4 or 5 inches in some parts of it on this side. I think the other side is still going to be the worst. So the tires are good. So we're not worried about that. I mean, I wouldn't go very far with them, but it would be good for local camping for this year. Inside.